Brooklyn Independent Television.
One of the special features this edition of The View from Bay Ridge, we're going to talk with Michael Paxen Films. You know them better as the team of Mayor Rizz from YouTube. Stay tuned.
Bay Rizz here, the Irish haven, known for having the most balls per square foot. This time, I'm going to need protection.
My name is Mike Rizzo, part of Paxen Films. I am the editor for most of the stuff. And I'm also very involved with the writing of many of the Bay Rizz and a lot of other Paxen stuff. Jay and I started the collective with Mike Strandberg, Brian Bonds, and Denny Moy, who have grown up with us in the Bay Ridge Towers. And we just always have been making short films and mainly comedy. I mean, we love making people laugh and we love portraying our humor in films, and we like to have other people see our opinions and our view and our ideas. We just have a certain brand between our friends with our own humor that we try to keep consistent in our films. But it's all about the humor. It's all about having someone watch it. You know, if they like it, that's good. If they don't, then they don't. But it's just about making people laugh and keeping things very humorous.
We're live here tonight with my new microphone tonight. So they just killed off one of my bouncers over at Blue Zoo Lounge. So I had to bring in my tailor.
Bay Rizz, it kind of started as like a goof. It's serious in its own goofy way. A friend of ours was like, hey, you know, you're kind of like the mayor of Bay Ridge. You know, you should run for mayor. You know, you should run for office. And then we were all kind of came up with the idea. I was like, oh, it's Bay Rizz. The idea kind of like festered for a while, and 2 years later we're like, we were kind of like looking for new things to do, and we're like, oh, we should really try to do that Bay Rizz stuff. So we went along with it. We just kind of like picked up one day and we were like, the marathon's today, let's do Bay Rizz. And we just interviewed people and we kind of just tried to pass it off that he was kind of like trying to run for mayor, and we do really love the neighborhood, and we're from here, we were born and raised. So we kind of try to like, touch on a lot of topics that are close to people's hearts.
Like driving on 3rd Avenue, all the double parkers.
That and the highway construction, all the construction.
The 3rd Avenue is impossible with, all the double parkers.
Well, I'm gonna fix that.
Bay Rizz, what really sparked the concept was Mike Strandberg, another guy in Paxen Films, one of our creatives. He just was like, Bay Rizz for a better Bay Ridge, and that started the motto. Jay and I pushed it forward, and we're like, let's do this. The marathon was there. That was our first piece that went over really well. People sending me emails, YouTube, from our site. They're like, this is great, you gotta do more of this. And then ongoing joke, you should run for mayor, mayor of the neighborhood, you should run, just like, almost as if like I'm gonna really try to be a mayor, which eventually I will be mayor of Bay Ridge.
Bay Ridge for us is gotta be a love-hate thing. We love it because we grew up here and we have a lot of friends here and we have a lot of history here, and it's definitely a neighborhood and it's got a lot of great things about it. But on the other end, it's far away from the city. There's not a lot of art going around here. It's kind of a closed bubble, if you will. It's far enough away from the city that people can stay here and not go there, and they're completely content with it. Or they go to the city to work and then they come back and they go to sleep. There's a lot of really interesting parts of Bay Ridge that that we love. We try to touch on that, and the sense of community in Bay Ridge is very strong, which is really awesome.
It's a split. People think it's great, and like people are really like perceptive to it, and then other people think it's a huge mockery and like they're completely insulted and they think we have nothing better to do. In reality, we all have day jobs and we're all working professionally in our fields, and the little time that we do have, we always do our own stuff. We'll write ideas down and we'll just produce these shorts because it's very important to keep your own stuff going, no matter what. I would say people are loving it more than hating it, but the people who are not liking it are the people that we're kind of targeting with our pieces. I would like to see Jay and I and our collective just do more short films and more Bay Rizzes and keep our films going, and ultimately we definitely want to do more films and branch out to long format stuff. And I guess ultimately, make people laugh, keep the humor alive, keep the comedy, and just keep be like active and just keep keep making movies.
My name is Mike Rizz, I'm the ill kiz. Here with Patty Harris, that's what's up. He makes all the biz.
Watch this and other Brooklyn Independent Television episodes online at breakartsmedia.org/BIT.